It's always an amazing paradox when you see people who only have part of the truth or distorted truth or no truth at all, who are so passionate and bold and open about what they believe. And yet, Christians who have the full revelation of truth through the living word, Jesus Christ, and the written word in the Bible, and yet are so quiet and timid in the closet about their faith. Well, hi, I'm John Kuert, pastor at Alpha Assembly in Clarion, Pennsylvania. Thanks for joining me once again. And this weekend we are looking forward to Palm Sunday. We invite you to church, of course, 10:30 Sunday morning. We would love to have you. And we're located at 499 Grand Avenue Extension in Clarion, Pennsylvania, not far from the campus of the Clarion University. We would love to have you. But I want to challenge you this weekend as we begin Holy Week to really step up and be bold about your witness. Because it's just, as I said, an amazing paradox or a contradiction when there are so many people that don't have the truth, the full truth, like we do. And yet we many times stand down or stand back and just are in the shadows. We don't speak up. Let me give you a couple examples. I remember a couple of years ago we were going to Israel with a mission trip, and there were some Orthodox Jews on the jet on the way to Israel. And at the appointed time, they didn't care who was looking or who was watching. They got up from their seats, went to the back of the plane, and were doing like they do at the Wailing Wall, and just with their little prayer book, they were going up and down, and praying on the back of the plane. They didn't care who looked at them. They didn't care about what the stewardesses said. They were doing their thing. They were just so passionate and zealous. Their commitment and boldness was just amazing. But they only have part of the revelation of God. Now, another thing I'm sure that all of us have experienced is when Jehovah's Witnesses or Mormons come to your door. I'm sure that many of you have had this happen to you. And they're very enthusiastic, and their commitment is amazing. They have study centers. They go door to door canvassing. They're always trying to turn the conversation toward religion. You know, the Mormon youth devote a year at least, or 2 years of their lives to do missionary work around the world promoting Mormonism. And yet their version of the truth is a distortion. And another amazing example of radical commitment are the religious extremists who are fueling the war on terrorism with acts of amazing suicide or killing or whatever. You can't get much more zealous than that. So again, I ask, why is it these people of various religions are so unashamed about what they believe, and yet we as Christians who know and who have experienced the reality of Christ and his good news that brings such joy and peace, we're so backward, so quiet, so apathetic. It's what I call a passion paradox. It's really opposed to common sense. So as we approach Holy Week next week, I challenge you to be more passionate, more zealous, more fervent about Jesus. And you know where it all starts. It starts in the prayer meeting. And I'm praying that you will come to Alpha Assembly and join us in worship and prayer. But beyond that, when you're outside of the church, let's be the church. Let's be the light. Let's let the Lord, by his Holy Spirit, fire us up and be zealous and not ashamed, not in the closet Christians. Now, I don't mean to be obnoxious. I don't want us to be obnoxious in letting our light shine. But so often, we never do get around to it until finally one day we hear this one or that one died suddenly, and we never took the opportunity to witness to them. So I would encourage you to step up and be passionate about what we believe. It is the truth. Jesus rode in on Palm Sunday, announcing to the world that he was the king, not just the king of the Jews, but the king who was coming to bring them good news. But Friday they rejected him, put him on a cross. But Sunday morning he resurrected again, and he's still alive today. And he wants to be alive in us and through us. So I just want to encourage you this coming week, this Holy Week. It's such a great opportunity to speak up for the Lord, to say something about him, to say a testimony that he's done for you, what he means to you, and let your light shine. Don't hide it under a bushel, but let your light shine. Well, that's it. This message today is a challenge as we come to this weekend, this next week, Holy Week. I wanted to just challenge you, and I hope that you will accept the challenge. Well, God bless you, and if you ever need me, please call the church. I'd be glad to talk to you or help you or counsel you in any way that I possibly can. Until then, and until we meet again next week on this heart-to-heart talk, I pray that you will be blessed and that you will be a blessing. Bye-bye.